Today, we're diving into a popular post from the Reddit titled as TIFU by making my dad punch a stripper in GTA and tearfully ask God for forgiveness in front of my entire family. This post received 70,271 upvotes. Posted by the Black Brad Pitt. The post reads as follows. I was encouraged to post this here from a comment I made elsewhere. Even though it didn't happen today, or even this decade. So mods please remove if it goes against the rules. It's a very funny story though. When I was young, my brothers and I snuck a copy of San Andreas into the house. We spent days holed up in our basement taking turns playing, and down there my parents didn't bother us too much. In order to get tons of money for guns, we had yet to figure out my parents' dial-up password, so cheats weren't a thing for us yet. We would go to the strip club and stand on the stage, absorbing the money dudes threw at the women and just let the game sit for 10 to 20 minutes. We had to be careful though because sometimes the strippers would do a move and bump into CJ and the bouncers would shoot the place up. One day while I was playing, my mom yelled down to the basement at us to get ready. We're going to Pizza Hut. In a stroke of genius, I drove to the GTA strip club, got on the stage, and then turned the TV off and we left. It was to be the heist of the century. My dad, however, was at church at this time, practicing for a gospel concert he was singing in. He always filmed the practices so he could take notes at home upon playback, and this time was no different. While my mom and brothers and I were still at the hut, he arrived at home and plugged his camcorder into the VCR. We had just one VCR, and it was connected to the basement TV. Back at the hut, my mom gets a phone call. She puts her napkin down and slowly looks around the table at us and says, "Okay," a few times into the phone in this really calculating, specific way that she always did when she knew us kids were in trouble before we did. Naturally, it was at this point that we kids knew we were in trouble. For what, though, we didn't know. After a very quiet minivan ride, we get home and my mom says, "Boys, why don't we go down to the basement? Your dad wants to show you his gospel practice downstairs." It was then at this point we knew why we were in trouble. So we drag our feet down the stairs, and lo and behold, my dad is sitting on the couch, TV on, a stripper's polygonal titties swung stiffly back and forth on screen to En Vogue's My Lovin', with CJ standing mere inches away, collecting money. My dad starts in, "Boys, I don't even know where to begin. This PlayStation was a blessing to you for Christmas and this is how you repay us? By breaking our trust?" He is holding the controller up now, gesticulating with it. Here I am, practicing to bring glory to God, but he was cut off, as he inadvertently squeezed the controller, causing CJ to punch the stripper. My entire family stands in silence, watching together as the bouncers in the strip club shoot the place up for what seems like an eternity. After the shooting stops, and CJ appears in front of the hospital, I look back and see my mom silently weeping into her hand. I look at my dad as a single tear rolls down his cheek and he prays under his breath. After another eternity of silence, without a word, my dad bends down, disconnects the PlayStation, walks back to the family computer, disconnects it, goes to his car and drives away. For the next 4 months he kept the PS2 and PC locked in his office at work. It's one of my favorite memories of growing up. I miss my brothers. TLDR. Wasn't allowed to play GTA growing up. Of course got caught playing it. My dad interrupted his own lecture by accidentally punching a stripper and immediately asked for God's forgiveness. Edit. Thanks so much for the response. I'm glad I could spread some laughs with this story. I just want to clarify that my parents weren't crazy at all, so no need to insult them. I love them so much, they just got overzealous and dramatic from time to time. I had a really great childhood with 2 loving and involved parents who tried really, really hard to live and raise our family by their convictions. It just doesn't always work out for everyone involved, like in this case, but it made for a great story that we can all laugh about now. I'm very much an atheist and my parents know it, but we still get along great. Smiley face. Edit 2. Also, my brothers aren't dead. We're all just spread out across the country now. I don't get to see them very much anymore. That's all. Edit 3. Alright, now I'm not being so nice. I'm an atheist. But all you other atheist weirdos calling my parents crazy are weird. I hesitate to inform people I'm atheist because of houseplants like you. So self-informed on my life because you're drunk on your own overinflated, homuncular ideas about spirituality in people's personal lives. It's no wonder atheism isn't a default sub anymore. Look how you're acting. Trying to tell me, bro. You need to get out of there. The story is over a decade old. Apparently none of you can read. I shouldn't be surprised at what I'm reading. However, if you do still feel inclined to let the pee that rolls around your empty head, whose sound you mistake for a competent thought, inform you of some truly transcendent comment in which you consider calling my parents whack jobs and nuts, it says way more about you and your small-mindedness in acting like you know better just because you have an internet connection and a lifetime full of trauma on your own. Stop being weird nerds in the comments. A comment from user deleted user says, I look at my dad as a single tear rolls down his cheek. Lol, how long did it take for things to go back to normal around your place after that? This comment received 8425 upvotes. A reply from the original author, the Black Brad Pitt, says, my parents were able to compartmentalize punishment and anger about stuff like that pretty well. So we could be normal together as long as we avoided the subject lol. We can laugh about it now though. For the rest of that day though, me and my brothers just sat quietly in the basement and watched VHS tapes. This reply received 6812 upvotes. A comment from user Sandy_T says, bringing glory to God, punches stripper look on mom's face, priceless. This comment received 16,395 upvotes. A comment from user Acorns_TU says, ahaha. My buddy's little brother got GTA 5. He was in the middle of a rampage when the front door opened. His mom came in and dude suicided himself with a grenade, and I start to give him shit for being a dumbass when my buddy nudges me and whispers, act cool man. WTF? So his mom comes in and sits down and we chat for like a half an hour. The entire time the little dude was just walking around with no weapons and driving really slow. I was speechless. Their mother didn't allow violent video games in the house, and for over a year this went on until someone left the window open and he got busted. This comment received 1796 upvotes. A reply from the original author, the Black Brad Pitt, says, bro, GTA 5 you could definitely get away with that LMAO. The whole time hoping he doesn't hit anyone and Franklin go, shit my fucking car. This reply received 535 upvotes. A comment from user Naveen__Johnson says, all I got from this was you can collect money at the strip club. Never knew that hack. Then again, I had the unlimited money cheat, so no need. This comment received 3935 upvotes. A reply from the original author, the Black Brad Pitt, says, life, finds a way, Ian Malcolm. This reply received 1727 upvotes. A comment from user Hoamanada says, https://www.reddit.com/r/hmmm/comments/ihary/hmmm/?UTM_medium equals android_app and UTM_source equals share link to the image making op. Remember this story. This comment received 1018 upvotes. A comment from user Saad Knickers says, you should gather your brothers in a strip club for memory's sake. Don't invite dad though, cuz bouncers won't tolerate violence on their performers. This comment received 644 upvotes. A comment from user Psycho_Driver says, and down there my parents didn't bother us too much. I'll tell you a parent secret. Down there you didn't bother your parents too much. This comment received 199 upvotes. A reply from the original author, the Black Brad Pitt, says, the perfect arrangement. Cunning. This reply received 90 upvotes. A comment from user Benzitha says, are you really playing GTA correctly if you're not punching strippers? This comment received 558 upvotes. A reply from the original author, the Black Brad Pitt, says, wow dad, you're a natural. Now let me show you how to get your money back from the hookers. This reply received 847 upvotes. A comment from user Dimsumchik says, "Are you Rod or Todd? 'Cause your dad is Ned Flanders." This comment received 3418 upvotes. A comment from user Deleted User says, "Polygonal titties, tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy." This comment received 1564 upvotes. A reply from the original author The Black Brad Pitt says, "You know what I'm talking about. That Lara Croft bosom." This reply received 1067 upvotes. A comment from user The Fox Workshop says, "Oh man, what a perfect storm of events. Makes me think of Malcolm in the Middle or something." This comment received 240 upvotes. A reply from the original author The Black Brad Pitt says, "Dude, yes. I was thinking about what show it reminded me of and that's definitely it." This reply received 145 upvotes. A comment from user Pogo Possum says, "Wonder if Dad was playing the game at work to research and to see what his kids were getting into for those 4 months." This comment received 393 upvotes. A comment from user Casual Gamer with Big PC says, "Holy shit, that last edit lol." This comment received 404 upvotes. A comment from user Sass Cat Pat says, "When I first read the title I read it as you made your dad punch a stripper in GTA, as in the Greater Toronto area." This comment received 345 upvotes. A reply from the original author The Black Brad Pitt says, "If that were the case, there would be no time for stripper punching, as I would be tracking down every single location used to film Degrassi." This reply received 235 upvotes. A comment from user Shamrock's Mash says, "My parents were like this. Harry Potter was a product if the devil. Anything magic was the devil. GTA wasn't even possible. Any game that had magic in it. I had to hide that aspect when my parents were watching and if I couldn't, I would stop playing so I could keep that game. My dad flipped the fuck out when he saw the PS2 Full Metal Alchemist game and told me to throw it away. I would do whatever at my friend's house when I got older but my ass was so sheltered. I went to a public school in the 5th grade and when we had to do a presentation on what music we liked, the only songs I knew were Crocodile Rock and Who Let the Dogs Out. That was so fucking awkward I'm getting flashbacks typing this out. My parents took us out of public back to private until my 8th grade and then left us in public from that point on. My coworkers joke that I lived in a religious complex and never left it. I'm inclined to believe I repressed anything like that." This comment received 234 upvotes. A reply from the original author The Black Brad Pitt says, "Surprisingly, my mom went to every midnight release of the Harry Potter books so we would wake up with them the next day. I don't understand some of their reasoning lol." This reply received 200 upvotes. A comment from user Wife of Taz says, "I love that this is one of your favorite memories. Your parents clearly love you and raised you the way they thought best. You say you miss your brothers. Did something happen or are you just scattered around the country now?" This comment received 274 upvotes. A reply from the original author The Black Brad Pitt says, "They're just scattered. I miss the way it was before. I love those guys. We went through stuff like this all the time. So it's nice that this memory is being shared with so many people." Smiley face. This reply received 222 upvotes. A comment from user Mr_Bot says, "Wow, I hope they never caught you masturbating or drinking. Might be calling the priest for an exorcism." This comment received 147 upvotes. A reply from the original author The Black Brad Pitt says, "Walked in on me having sex with my homecoming date freshman year of high school. That one was rough haha." This reply received 267 upvotes. A comment from user Piemaster UK says, "You are a real rookie at clickbaiting. It would have been a much better title if you left, in GTA, out." This comment received 430 upvotes. A reply from the original author The Black Brad Pitt says, "I'm like a little baby haha. I didn't wanna editorialize it. I just wanted to share a funny memory that my family all laugh about now." Next time I'll throw in a, you won't believe what happens next. This reply received 537 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, "Why was your mom crying? The stripper got sucker punched and everyone else got shot. This is a GRR at story dude. Funny as fuck. Rolling on the floor laughing sorry for your lack of GTA as a kid though. I fucking love that game. I can't wait to see what they do in GTA 6. This comment received 283 upvotes. A comment from user Papa Giorgio says, I upvoted just because of your edit 3. This comment received 175 upvotes.